On May 14, 2019 in Baltimore, police were issuing a ticket to a FedEx employee who was delivering a package at a shopping center. The officers believed the driver had parked illegally and decided to give him a ticket. While the officers were speaking with the FedEx driver, another FedEx driver noticed the situation and stopped to talk to his colleague. One of the officers didn't seem happy about this and walked over to the second driver, presumably to tell him to stop interfering and leave. However, just as the officer started to address the man closed his door and appeared to be leaving. You might think the officer would be satisfied that he was leaving, but instead, the officer went after him, even though the driver hadn't actually broken any laws.
I see this man writing me a ticket. There's a car behind me. I run out here. I tell him I'm ready to move my car. He tell me he can't. He got to finish it because he started writing it. Man, you don't have to finish that. And I sit there and say, well, did you get a person behind me? There was a car right behind me. Did you get a person behind me a ticket and write that stuff up for them? He like, what car? Man, you seen it. He turned right there and said, oh, that car? Man, stop playing with me. I came out here to move my car. Stop it. Come on now, it's not. I literally watched him start writing and I came right out here and said, I'm going to move my car. He going to tell me, oh, I got to finish writing it. You don't got to finish writing that.
I'll tell you what, you got about 3 seconds to stop him. Pull him over. Pull him over. Stop him. Stop him. Driver's license and registration. Driver's license and registration.
What's up?
Driver's license and
Get him tickets. You a bitch, man, like I said.
Take him.
For what? For what? For what? I ain't do shit. For what?
As we saw, all this man did was speak to his colleague for about 12 seconds. He didn't appear to be shouting or behaving disorderly in any way. Talking to someone who's receiving a parking ticket is not illegal. If the officer feels you're interfering and he tells you to stop but you continue, that could lead to being arrested. But that's not what happened here. As soon as the officer started speaking to the driver and was in the process of telling him to leave, the driver immediately complied and attempted to leave. However, because he closed his door while the officer was speaking, which also isn't illegal, it seems the officer felt disrespected. As a result, the officer decided to abuse his authority by arresting the driver for this perceived disrespect.
You're not going to come over here and create a disturbance. Call the FedEx company, tell me the driver's under arrest.
For what? For what? I see another FedEx driver getting in trouble.
You're not going to crush the officers and create a disturbance out here. Your truck's gone. Your job's gone, I hope.
That's cool.
You have no right to even have this job.
You have no right to assault me like that. For talking to another employee? Yeah.
You're not going to cuss at the police.
At no point did he cuss at any of the officers or cause a public disturbance, as the officer is claiming. He simply spoke to his colleague and then attempted to leave, but the officers ordered him to get out of his vehicle. The officer then demanded his driver's license, and when he produced it, the officer arrested him. While the FedEx driver did seem agitated when speaking to the officer, that was understandable, as he felt he was being unnecessarily harassed. The only time he used a cuss word was after he had already been arrested, when he said, "I haven't done shit." This was an expression of denial, not profanity directed at the officer. At no point did he cuss at the officer. But if this illegal arrest wasn't enough, the officer went a step further by contacting the FedEx driver's employer in what appears to be an attempt to get him fired.
Stop for another FedEx employee. Both of us work for FedEx, yo. Both of us work for FedEx. This man asked me for my ID.
Well, hopefully you won't be working for him long.
I gave this man my ID, right? He took my ID out of my hand and grabbed my other hand and said I'm under arrest for nothing. Nothing.
You're under arrest.
For nothing.
Disorderly conduct.
For nothing.
Sir, step in the vehicle. Sir,
that's crazy.
Have a good day.
I'm a work. No, I'm saying.
I need your boss's number.
That's what I'm asking him. I'm saying, can I get my phone out my car so I can give him all that information?
No.
I'll walk with you and all that. I'm not even going to do none of that. Like, you already got me cuffed up, man.
No, you're going to jail.
Okay, that's
And
cool.
I'm calling your boss to come get your truck.
That's okay.
What's your boss's number?
It's in my phone, in my truck. That's what I'm saying to you.
What happens if I call the 1-800 FedEx number?
It's going to send you to a hotline, and they're going to send you to a runaround. That's all they're going to do. I can literally get out the truck, get out this car, and go with you. And, sir,
No.
it's right there inside the GPS thing.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, I don't have no problem with going to jail, sir. I have no issue with that. If you're gonna lock me up. It's okay. I understand you're frustrated. I understand you're mad.
No, I'm not frustrated, man. You're not going to cuss at my officers. You're not going to put their life at risk.
How did I put his life at risk?
You caused all these people to start coming out and cussing and carrying on. We have one guy now threatening us.
I didn't cause any of that.
Yeah, you did.
Y'all, I stopped for another employee who I know is another employee and said, yo, stop moving your hands around, yo. You don't want to get shot for being a dumbass.
It's all on body camera.
I know that.
Police are a bunch of bitches. You're bitches. And
all this crime going on and y'all stopping a man for a ticket.
I'm done with him. I'm just calling the 1-800 number now. Yeah, this is Sergeant Newt from the Baltimore City Police Department. Do you understand that? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, your FedEx driver in one of your trucks is under arrest, and his truck is just sitting out here. I need someone to come get it. Well, I can try to fill you in on what's going on with your driver if you'd like to know. A supervisor was called, which would be me, the supervisor, because an employee, I guess he's on his lunch break, I don't know what his deal was parked in a fire lane in his personal car. An officer was giving him a parking ticket. He was hooting and hollering out here. Turns out he's a FedEx employee, which, whatever, he's carrying on, didn't want his ticket. Whatever, that's his prerogative. The problem became when your FedEx driver pulled up in a truck, I guess he is a fellow employee of this gentleman, stops in his FedEx truck and starts cussing at the police and making a heck of a scene. He's told to knock it off. He continues, and now he's cussing at the police, and people are gathering. I don't know what this guy's deal was, but it got to the point where, based for safety issues for the police involved, he was taken into custody. I don't know what this guy's deal is or what his problem was with the police, but now we have a FedEx truck running here, sitting in the middle of the roadway in a shopping center, and we got him in handcuffs in the back of a car.
During the phone call to FedEx, the officer made numerous claims about the driver and his alleged actions that led to his arrest. Let's compare the officer's claims to what actually happened to determine whether he provided an accurate account of events or if he lied in an attempt to get the driver fired.
When your FedEx driver pulled up in a truck, I guess he is a fellow employee of this gentleman, stops in his FedEx truck and starts cussing at the police and making a heck of a scene. He's told to knock it off. He continues, and now he's cussing at the police, and people are gathering. I don't know what this guy's deal was, but it got to the point where, based for safety issues for the police involved, he was taken into custody. I don't know what this guy's deal is or what his problem was with the police, but now we have a FedEx truck running here, sitting in the middle of the roadway in a shopping center, and we got him in handcuffs in the back of a car.
After all of that, the officer gaslighted the driver and, with the threat of jail, effectively forced him to confess he was wrong. Knowing he risked being jailed and that the officer had already contacted his employer, the driver felt pressured into admitting guilt.
Well, what I should have done is just towed the thing and not wasted my time making any of these phone calls. I'm trying to help your company out. I don't have to do all this stuff. Now I'm just trying to figure out, now that you've calmed down, whether to still take you to jail or let you go on your merry way with this truck.
I wish you would let me go on my merry way with this truck.
But the issue I have, no, hold on a minute. The issue I have with this whole situation is I honestly believe that you think you did nothing wrong. And that's the problem I have with this. Well, what do you think you did wrong? I don't even care if you pulled up and said to your compadre there, hey, let the punk police do what they got. You're not even letting me talk. I don't even care. Let the punk police write you your ticket. You know, I was surprised they have nothing better to do, and drove away. That's not exactly what you did. What you did was you took it to the next level, and your anger just came spewing out of you. And the cussing and the carrying on and people, it's all on camera, sir.
No, I said the fussing and stuff.
It was ridiculous. Do you have children? Yes. You support them with your job.
Yes.
Why would anybody risk that to do what you did for him? What is he, your brother? Were we kicking his face in?
Nah, y'all weren't doing that.
Were we choking him?
It was high heat happening.
But it's not
happening with him.
You're a grown man.
Right, sir.
You have a family. This isn't the street corner down here where it's like a bunch of knuckleheads jumping all over the police and you have nothing to lose. You have a job. a good job with probably a good company with benefits. What are you doing? Get your head on straight.
Surprisingly, the officer let the driver go, which strongly suggests that the officer knew the driver hadn't actually broken any laws. Unfortunately, there's no guarantee the driver still had a job, as the officer portrayed him to his employer as a reckless individual with no regard for the law, creating the possibility that he may have lost his job. Hopefully, his employer got to see the body cam footage, as it would have shown that the driver didn't actually break any laws and was simply offering support to his colleague. The officer who arrested the FedEx driver is Sergeant Ethan Newberg. He was investigated for a total of 9 unlawful arrests. In one of those cases, he was captured on body cam unlawfully arresting and assaulting a bystander who simply voiced their opinion. Sergeant Newberg was arrested on June 6th on charges of second-degree assault, false imprisonment, and misconduct. In December 2019, he was indicted on 11 counts of second-degree assault, 11 counts of false imprisonment, 10 counts of misconduct in office, and 1 count of misconduct in office by way of a common scheme or plan. He pleaded guilty to misconduct in office. Prosecutors requested a 3-year prison sentence. However, Sergeant Newberg was only sentenced to 6 months of home detention and 2 years of probation. He retired from the Baltimore Police Department in July 2019. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And I'll catch you in the next one.